What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Thanks for pressing play. Today, we're going to go on to Chevy's online website here, go over some Corvette ZR1 information, but more importantly, we're going to touch on the visualizer because to some degree, you can build your own ZR1 here, and we're going to go through all of the options that are available and see what kind of car I would build if I was able to get one right now. So let's jump right into it. First things first, guys, when you go to build your ZR1, you just go to the Chevrolet.com/upcoming vehicles/2025 Corvette ZR1. This is the website you are presented with. So right off the bat, you are given some information on the ZR1. So right down at the bottom here, you can see pre-production models shown throughout. Actual production models may vary. Model year 2025 Corvette ZR1, available in 2025. Available features shown throughout. So from here, we can scroll down a little bit more. Of course, we see those lovely numbers, the 1,064, 828 pound-feet of torque, ultimate expression of power and prestige. This is the little video that we saw on the launch day, and some comments from Josh Holder. There is an insatiable thirst in the sports car world for the ultimate in performance, and the ZR1 is certainly that in the Corvette lineup. It's at the very top. Again, kind of a confirmation that the Zora is not going to top the ZR1. It's likely to be a performance package add-on, if anything, or possibly even under the ZR1. But when we scroll down a little bit further, this is where we're presented with the visualizer. So from here, we can actually choose coupe or convertible. And depending on which one you select, you can see in real time it's changing there in the background to reflect the convertible. So right off the bat, you can see on the coupe, the side shoulder intakes disappear as soon as you hit convertible. They are gone off of the side of the car, as well as the entire top changes color. But we can do more than just that. We can actually rotate these things in here and actually see what this car would look like if it were sitting in your garage. So right off the bat, the car is shown in the new competition yellow with black wheels. These are the forged wheels. No ZTK package, so it does still come with a splitter, side skirts, the carbon fiber intakes on the side, the carbon fiber intakes up on the top rear shoulder area, and a carbon fiber looking spoiler, just the winglets specifically. So low spoiler, looking very, very much like a Z06 here for the most part. Very little difference outside of that hood. So we can actually see a little bit better the hood from this angle. You got that very nice aerodynamic hood. You get that regardless whether you get the ZTK or not. So from here, we can go through all the available colors that are shown currently, which is, of course, the new competition yellow. Then we also have the Sebring orange, Arctic white, black, Riptide blue, Torch red, Rapid blue, Red mist, Seawolf gray, and lastly, the Hysteria purple. We can go through all of the wheel options here, which of course are going to be your gloss black, 21s in the rear, 20s in the front. Everything has stayed the same size-wise as the Z06. These are actually carbon flash painted wheels pictured here, not black. So going on to the next one, we get the silver and then the new edge blue, which is definitely an interesting look. Bright machine finished face wheels, and then of course the carbon fiber wheel. Now these edge blue ones are ones I've gotten a lot of questions about. We can actually click in the bottom left, view in 3D, and it's going to give us a little bit more of a 3D look at these wheels. So now with this option on here, we can grab and rotate to see what the wheels look like from different angles. And this is a love-hate thing for me. I don't really like these wheels too much. I don't like the color, I should say. The design of the wheel's pretty nice, but I've gotten a lot of questions about this particular color and what I thought of it. I get it. I love the fact that ZR1 has that special blue, but this is definitely not for me. So let's see what it would look like with a different color. So we do the competition yellow. Again, we can kind of turn this thing to the side. I would say probably Arctic white would be the only color I think it would go naturally with. Let's see how it looks on the rest of them. It looks okay on black too. I don't think it would look good with either one of the blues. I don't like it on red. Yeah, maybe Hysteria, but like I said, I'm not a giant fan of those wheels to begin with. So in my opinion, I would just go with the carbon flash wheels right off the bat. I think those are going to look the best. Moving on to the aero section, of course, we have the stock aero here, which is very Z06 reminiscent, or of course we can hit the ZTK package, and that's going to give you the big wing, the dive planes up front, and the little extra bump on that hood in the front there for aerodynamic purposes. But again, visualizer is pretty cool. It actually looks really realistic. So it gives you a pretty good idea of what everything's going to look like. Now, obviously, there are limitations to this. We're not getting a lot of the options or anything here, just mostly colors and wheel options for the most part. But the fact that you can see the car in kind of any angle is pretty cool. Now, for me, unless a really cool green color comes out, which I highly doubt we'll see anything for 25 at this point. I would imagine for 2026 we might see some different colors, but for 25, my color go-to here is going to be again black. I think that's going to be the best option for me based on my preferences, and I think that freaking side profile. I mean, look at that. That wing is just massive, and I've talked about it in the past. It might be too big, but I don't know. It looks really good from this side profile. I mean, that is just really something else. Now, another thing that I've kind of been on the fence about was the rear split window. And if we come around to the rear and elevate a little bit, the black exterior color really helps make that look better, in my opinion. I think the split window being all black, or I heard someone mention that this might be an option to come in carbon fiber in the future. I think either one of those two options is going to make it less punchy and more kind of functional or even nicer looking, in my opinion. So in black, I do believe that that looks pretty good. I like that a lot. The split window on the yellow version, I didn't love because it just stands out too much. So if we just even pop it over to yellow here, you can see that stays black, but apparently you can have that painted. And if you get that painted the same color as the car, it doesn't look the greatest, in my opinion. Now, of course, this is just my opinion. Yours may vary, but I personally think that the black color helps blend all that together a little bit more and make it a little bit more easy on the eyes, we'll say. So anyway, moving on from here, we also get a little bit of interior setups. So in the interior, again, you can just kind of choose what color you want. But for the most part, we've seen this 100 times. This is pretty much the same interior as the Z06 and 90% the same as the Stingray. So this isn't anything super new, except for, of course, the new habanero interior color, which is interesting. So if you're a fan of like the red dipped, which looks especially good on a black car, I'll say, but hasn't really been my thing unless you do it correctly. In my opinion, the red dipped interior is too much red unless you're doing the level 2 carbon and the competition seats, which helps break up all of the red with some more black. The jet black / adrenaline red is just, of course, red seats with red stitching, but the habanero is kind of a mix between. You can see the dash stays black with some orange stitching, but then there's orange pieces on the door panels as well as the majority of the seat and the center console area. So if you did the level 2 carbon on the habanero interior, it's not actually covering any of the orange color. It's actually only covering the black stuff. So this would be kind of interesting looking. Of course, we have the twilight blue / tension blue, the jet black / sky cool gray, Artemis interior, which is interesting that that's staying even though the cacti green color went away, jet black and natural, and then of course the entire natural dipped. So really the only new interior that we haven't seen yet is the jet black and habanero interior. Again, we can hit view in 3D and kind of just spin this thing around and really see what the interior would look like as if you were sitting in. So lots of orange. If you go with a Sebring orange exterior, I think this would look kind of cool. I've also seen some people building their car with the exterior purple, and I think this interior goes well with the new purple as well. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the builder as far as this new website here is concerned. There's not a whole lot to it. We will be getting a better visualizer, I would imagine, here pretty soon, but for the most part, this is it. And this is pretty much what my spec would look like right here, only it would be red calipers and the black interior with red stitching. Other than that, this is it. And I mean, that is quite stunning, especially from the top view with the new hood and that split window in the back. I really like that split window on the black car. I really think that looks good. But I'm not sold on it whenever it's colored in the body style color. But again, that's just my opinion. So your mileage may vary. But either way, pretty cool. We can also come over to the side here and hit to pop the top off. Rolls down the windows and then the top disappears. We can also click the lighting, which will flash the turn signals a little bit and then turn on your daytime running lights. And then we can also hit the button to open up the doors. So it's all pretty interactive for the most part. I like the graphics on it, but like I said, we need a little bit better visualizer here as soon as we have an idea of what official options are going to be coming for this car. So stay tuned for that. But for now, guys, that's going to do it. I just wanted to kind of show you real quickly the visualizer here and what GM's website looks like and what kind of spec I would build, assuming they don't come out with any kind of cool colored green in the future, because I would definitely do a lizard style or Verde Ithaca kind of green. So if they do that, I would change this up, but otherwise it will be black with red calipers, black and red interior, just like I have now with the Z06. Anyway, let me know what your build would be down below. I'm kind of curious what specs you guys were going to go with. I want to see how many of you would choose those new Edge Blue wheels. I'm curious to see who will choose those. But let me know in the comment section down below. Smash the thumbs up button if you liked what you saw, guys. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I got a bunch of ZR1 information coming you're not going to want to miss. And as always, stay obsessed.